We're going to Romania. We're already halfway there. The worse half, driving through Poland. Here are the participants of our trip. Adam, Łukasz, Adam's brother, Bartek, and one of Bartek's computers. In Slovakia, it feels like everyone is heading to Romania. Of course, not everyone can afford a car. After all, they've introduced the euro here and fuel costs over 5 Polish zloty. Unlike Poles, Hungarians have already built their highways. Travel time through this country has significantly shortened. The already unclear weather in Poland is starting to look even worse. Dark clouds are gathering on the horizon. Indeed, Romania welcomed us with heavy rainfall. In this situation, we have to change our plans. Instead of tents, we decide to stay overnight at our familiar agritourism place. This place, located in one of the villages of the Hungarian minority, aside from ridiculously high prices, is known for ostrich farming. Hey, ostrich! Come here, tell us why your owner has such high prices, huh? And don't you hide your head in the sand. Well, now it's time to pretend that we're well prepared and capable of making strategic plans. As part of our preparation, we decided that the first cave we'll visit will be the touristic Meziad cave. The large entrance to Meziad cave is located at the mouth of one of the valleys of Pădurea Craiului, the royal forest. These are more high hills than real mountains, but the number of caves there is enough to make Poles' heads spin. Meziad cave, visited with a guide, is not a typical tourist cave that we're accustomed to in Poland. There's no permanent lighting. The guide equips the group with various flashlights and leads along a very provisional route. The cave is almost 6 kilometers long. Only the initial parts are open for visiting. The touristic route inside the cave forms a figure 8. First, it goes up along a rocky bridge, then returns through several large chambers to the main path and leads back under the rocky bridge to the entrance. In the section inaccessible to tourists, there's a small bat colony. You can also reach labyrinthine sections with an underground stream. Unfortunately, right now we're ordinary tourists, quietly following our guide and his big black dog, Lero. Osem Gnome, we're finishing our cave tour, and we're returning first by a dirt road, then through local villages to civilization. Listening to the guide is exhausting in the long run. After all, how many stalactites can you admire and guess what they supposedly resemble? That's why we're now heading toward 2 smaller caves we can visit without a guide. They're located in the Sigistel Gorge, near a village of the same name, close to Băieștean. This is the foothills of the Bihor Mountains, famous for Romania's largest and most spectacular karst phenomena. Sigistel Gorge is very gentle at first. At its mouth, there's a spot where local tourists love to camp, light fires and bathe in the creek's pools. A bit higher, shepherds herd cows, and further up it slowly darkens. Rock walls appear, and the gorge narrows to just a few meters wide. This part of the gorge is very beautiful. It reminds us of our Tatra Gorge near Krakow, yet here, in lovely late June, there are almost no tourists. There's silence, peace. You can indulge in a moment of reflection. In this final part of the gorge, there are several interesting caves. We decided to visit 2 of them today. They are Coliboaia Cave and Magura Cave. trail leads to both cave entrances, so ordinary tourists can visit if they bring light, courage and rubber boots. The caves sit a few dozen meters above the valley floor, so some mild uphill is required. Coliboaia cave starts with a large chamber filled with thick mud that swallows boots. Deep inside, there's a colony of bats. And further still, the cave becomes low. Stalagmites hang directly above an underground stream. You need to crouch and crawl on all fours. We encounter a small siphon. To bypass it, we climb aside and find a narrow passage between formations. After dozens of meters of such maneuvering, we finally reach wider sections with beautiful dripstone formations. We spend a few moments taking photos. Magura cave is located nearby. There's no water in it. Instead, it consists of large chambers with stunning dripstone formations. The next day, we head to the Ghearda Seca Valley. This huge valley in the heart of the Bihor Mountains is a true cave Eldorado, frequently visited by Polish caving teams. In this single valley, there are more interesting caves than in many other mountains. We slowly approach the Tao's resurgence. This resurgence was targeted in the early 21st century by the best Polish cave divers. The calm water surface doesn't reveal that nearly 500 meters of passages descend to a depth of minus 85 meters. Unfortunately, it wasn't without tragedy. This small plaque commemorates our club colleague Rafał Garski, who has died here while diving. Deep in reflection, we head back to the car. Our next destination is the large Coiba Mare cave high up in the valley. Its entrance is tens of meters high. Inside flows an underground river ending in a siphon whose waters feed the Tao's resurgence. Dry parts of the cave are rich in beautiful stalactites. At the cave's entrance, there's a small low passage that floods during high water. Because the weather is uncertain, we stay in the cave only briefly. As you can see, taking photos often requires sacrifices. We flee the cave because we're never sure if a sudden storm will swell the pool there to the point that its waters overflow and flood the entrance to Coiba Mare. Further travel is blocked by work at a sawmill. We have to wait a few minutes for the workers to load the logs. And of course, more rain. Rain haunts us on this trip almost daily. That's why rubber boots are absolutely necessary. The next day we head to the other side of the Apuseni Mountains, toward the Trasco Massif, where lies the cave with the interesting name Huda lui Papara. For more adventure, we choose a mountain route around them. After all, we have an off-road vehicle. In the mountains, asphalt ends very quickly. The next kilometers seem to move us not only in space, but in time toward the 19th century. Away from the ugly Romanian towns, the landscape becomes more and more beautiful. We take breaks for photos. Romanian roads stretch unpaved for tens of kilometers. Signs like these on dirt roads are not uncommon. You might ask whether these roads and houses meet EU standards. After all, Romania is already a member. Another storm appears on the horizon. We change our plans. The cave might be too wet. We head south of the Trasco Mountains toward a monastery and the Rimet Gorge. On the way, we take pictures of beautiful villages, Ponor and Bradesti. We leave the main road onto a less traveled but still road marked in the atlas. From it, we turn onto another road marked only on GPS. They must be kidding with us. This road existed for Franz Joseph's era. Unfortunately, we must turn back. At last, we find the proper road, also quite rugged. In the next rainstorm, we finally descend to the monastery. Here we visit the small but picturesque Rimet Gorge, which once even made it to a magazine cover. We spend the night on a nearby clearing, but the local man asks us for money. The next day we return to the other side of the mountains. Eventually we reach the Huda lui Papara cave. It's a large water cave, passable only when water level is low. Due to bad weather, we minimize our time inside. We reach 2/3 of its length via a massive collector with a murky underground river. We exit the cave after 2 hours. We find sunny weather waiting, but black clouds gather on the horizon again. A random passerby we meet, a nearby property owner, offers us lodging. It was an excellent choice. Once it got dark, a heavy storm with solid hail arrived. Meanwhile, our own little party starts to pick up. even found ice for drinks. Morning looks worse. Ouch! What a noise! Can we cross this bridge? Phew, we made it. Due to the nightly storm, the river flowing from the cave has risen significantly. Today we wouldn't have entered there. I wonder what the waterfall looks like falling into the Ponor from the other side. Thanks, Bogdan, for taking us under your roof. We must admit the lodging was exceptionally good. We move on. We circle the Apuseni Mountains from the north and end up back in the Royal Forest. On another dirt road, we clamber onto a plateau. The fern-covered plateau is quite densely inhabited. Despite the lack of good maps, we manage easily to find the entrance to Bătranului Cave with help from local inhabitants. Bătranului Cave is relatively small but very beautiful. It begins with a half-blind valley with a small stream entering the opening. The beginning is almost alpine. A small but prettily washed spring. A classic meander. And then along the underground stream, a series of chambers with beautiful formations. We spend the night near the Izbindis resurgence. There's a small shelter there. Very handy as it's raining again as usual. Near the Izbindis resurgence is a small cave sharing the same name. The next day we slowly head toward the ostrich farm where we were at the beginning. We cross the entire plateau, passing numerous villages, picturesque fields and beech forests. In this area there are many huge caves, e.g. the Ciur-Ponor system over 20 kilometers long, which we won't enter due to high water level. In these woods there are many abandoned adits. Until the late 90s, numerous bauxite mines operated here. And it's mining that connects to our final cave goal of this trip. Jofi Cave has no natural entrance. Miners entered it when one of the shafts accidentally pierced a natural crack. Now there's virtually no sign of the mining activity. With some effort, we find an old partially collapsed adit. There's not even a path leading to it. I know the adit's location mainly by the flow of cold air from beneath the nettles. It has partially collapsed. We enter inside. We manage to pass through the mine and find the cave. After overcoming initial difficulties, we come to a wonderful water passage with beautiful dripstone formations. Unfortunately, when we pulled the camera from the barrel, the lens was damaged, so we don't have any photos from inside. The only thing we managed to capture is a fragment of the adit near the entrance. What you see in these photos is the beginning of a natural cave. Our stay in the cave has ended, and so has our time in Romania. A bit of sun says goodbye. I wonder when we'll return. I hope it's soon.